hope you want more playoff basketball, because if you do, you're in luck. One more game on semifinal Friday here with Class B. Bennington and Pius closing things out here at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday. Here on News Channel Nebraska, this matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need them. Andy, we have undefeated Bennington taking on Pius, a team that has played Class A and Class B teams throughout the season. And, you know, it's all out there on the line. Who is going to get to take on Gretna East in what we would call an upset over the Norris Titans?
Right, well, Bennington's working on that special season, that undefeated season, and it is 5 out. It is a true full goal, full court all the way. They have so many athletes that play with such great breakneck speed to the Badgers.
Bennington has been to one state title game back in 2009. They're hoping to make it a perfect season, capped off by their first ever state title. As for Pius, fairly decorated in the state title performance. Most recently, a couple of state titles won by Alexis Markowski. We had her on the broadcast a couple times ago, 2020 and 2021, going into 5 of their state titles total.
Heard that name before, right, when we talk Pius. We might hear it again here in a moment. But Pius is senior-laden. They're led by seniors and juniors. They've been here before. They're not intimidated by the Badgers of Class B and working on an undefeated season. Pius feels at home here, playing for another title, our trip to that title game.
Let's talk about those players. First up for Bennington, Macy Reiner. Keep an eye on her. She's averaging double digits in points, an athlete who does just about everything. Not only does she lead in points, assists, rebounds, steals as well.
She is a super sophomore, and watching her progression from last year to this year has really been special. She's blossomed into that offensive threat who's not afraid to get downhill, great off the dribble, and she gets in that teeth of the defense. She's kind of an annoying guard that can just score at will.
We talked about Markowski, and yes, Ava Markowski, a senior now who's been playing varsity for 4 years. She is the leader of this Bolts team, averaging 14, 3, and 5. Just 4 points, Andy, in the first round game. I would have to imagine she'll have more tonight, and the Bolts will need her to have more tonight if they want to take down the Badgers.
You know, the Bolts have that special secret sauce where they have great length and they're all good spot-up shooters, and she embodies that, having that length and the spot-up shooting capability. She's also the best passer on the team, according to head coach Pasoda, averaging 2.5, 3 assists per game. So she's okay sharing that ball, only scoring 4 points as long as they get that victory.
Don't go anywhere. We're about 4 minutes to tip Bennington and Pius, the final game on semifinal Friday. We're going to hear from the third member of our broadcast team, Eric McKay, for the historical context that the Badgers are going for here in Class B. Don't go anywhere. More pregame coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
My name is Grace Mahoney. My grandpa, he had to have heart surgery, but his kidneys weren't strong enough for it, so they put him on hospice. Anyway, it was like a couple of weeks and nothing was happening, and so we went back and just somehow his kidneys were stronger, and so they went ahead with the heart surgery, and I'm really grateful for it all because it brought all my family back, and it was definitely a miraculous situation.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, getting set for a Class B semifinal matchup between Bennington and Lincoln Pius X. Bennington is trying to win a state title, and if they do so, they will have done that without a blemish on their record. Going unbeaten is special, but doing so in Class B adds your name to a pantheon of some of the greatest programs ever. We're talking about the Seward Blue Jays team that won 104 games in a row, the Kelly Flynn South Sioux City teams that had 3 unbeaten state champs among their many from Dakota County. In fact, even the team they're playing today, Lincoln Pius X, knows a little thing or two about unbeaten seasons. They were unbeaten champs in Class A in 2021 and are one of the 14 unbeaten Class B champs back in 1992. But Pius would be quick to tell Bennington even a win today doesn't guarantee everything. Pius knows what it's like to get unbeaten to the title game and come up on the wrong side of it. 1990 when they fell to Blair in the title game after rolling through the regular season and the first 2 rounds of the state tournament without a loss. That was part of 3 straight runner-ups for Lincoln Pius X before they finally broke through with that unbeaten season in '92. Heck, we just had an unbeaten team lose in the state champ in Class B 2 years ago. The bottom line, Bennington is a couple of steps away, but there's still work to do. Back to our always unbeaten announce crew, Andy Klass and Brandon Axement, with starting lineups and all the action. You're watching the state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs, William Crowder Company is also your local marine center featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it.
Welcome back. Brandon Axement, Andy Klass, and let's dive right into our school spotlight as we get ready for tip-off between the Bolts and the Bennington Badgers. Speaking of the Bennington Badgers, 8 playoff appearances, no state titles, but they did finish runner-up in 2009, Andy, and they are hoping to bring home the program's first state title. You've done absolutely everything you can up to this point, being flawless, but as Eric pointed out, still 2 games to go.
Yeah, and you got to think that's top of mind for the Badgers. They haven't punched or felt that they're at the title game yet. They know they got quite the roadblock in the way here through Lincoln Pius X. The Thunderbolts, a team that have been here before, as Eric talked about, the pantheon of teams that have been able to go undefeated in Class B. There's not very many of them.
27 appearances for Pius in the state tournament. And they have 5 state titles. You see there, not only 5 state titles, but 7 runner-ups as well. This would be the 13th time they have made a title game should they advance here today. Let's take a look at our road to state for both of these teams. When you're in Lincoln, you don't have far to go, which is the case for the Pius Thunderbolts, as they are in the 60th and A region of the state, in the east side of Lincoln. I should say the city. 5 miles officially here to PBA, and if you are Bennington, not a bad drive either. No. 58 miles here to Lincoln.
It's been so impressive as how these two teams have really challenged themselves throughout the season. Bennington actually knocking off Norris once in overtime during that regular season. So we know both teams have been playing at a high level throughout the entire season. Bennington obviously working on one of those special type of seasons, sitting at 25-0 entering this tournament.
Let's take a look at our Class B bracket. How did we get here? Well, Bennington, comfortable win in first round. 62-42 was the score over Scotts Bluff. Pius getting a closer win over Beatrice late last night, but we're able to pull away to take down the Orangemen. And as we see on the top half of the bracket, Gretna East toppling Norris, avenging 2 losses to the Titans earlier this season to get that dramatic victory. 2 points over the Titans. My
goodness.
And they are returning to the final for the 2nd year in a row. We're going to take a quick break, come back with starting lineups and tip-off here on News Channel Nebraska.
Grace Mahoney, my grandpa, he had to have heart surgery, but his kidneys weren't strong enough for it, so they put him on hospice. Anyway, it was like a couple of weeks and nothing was happening, and so we went back and just somehow his kidneys were stronger, and so they went ahead with the heart surgery, and I'm really grateful for it all because it brought all my family back, and it was definitely a miraculous situation.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by The Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
All right, starting lineups brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. First off, for Pius, Kendall Hymas, Austin Davis, Ava Markowski, Emma Oliver getting the late start as well, so a quick change from what Pasota gave us, and Katie Miller. So it looks like Harnish getting switched out for Emma Oliver. Regardless, you have Markowski, who's leading the way with 14 points a game. Miller, who puts up 10 a contest. Hymas averages 9. A lot of options offensively for the Bolts.
Quite a bit of options and sneaky good length, and we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. They're also, each and every one of them can spot it up and knock it down. Really good shooting team are the Thunderbolts.
Now for the Badgers, undefeated in Class B. A perfect 26-0. Reese Almquist, the senior, getting the start alongside Macy Reiner, who we highlighted. She puts up 15 a game, but she's accompanied by a couple of other very capable scorers. Skylar Johnson averages 10. Hayden Jackson puts up 12 a contest.
This is a balanced attack, and this is going to be about as a wide-open offense as you're going to see all season. They do such a good job playing with space. They don't necessarily have a true center, if you will. It's 5 out just about the entire time, and it's all gas.
The record, you lost none if you're undefeated, Andy, so I don't have anything to point out for Bennington other than they've beat everybody they've played. Pius, they do have 4 losses. 1 to Gretna East early on in the season by 18. They also lost to Bishop Heelan by 2 at the end of December. Fell to Norris by like 25 in late January. Their most recent loss to Lincoln North Star, which is in the Class A state championship. They fell to the Gators by just 5, and that was late in the season. Coach Pasota said that was encouraging and a great indicator of where we are at currently. If we can take the Gators at Lincoln North Star to the ropes, we're feeling pretty good in Class B.
You know, just a classic case of getting better each and every week, and they're playing their best basketball when you want to be playing it at the end of the season here in March, here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Glad that you're with us. Semifinal Friday, game 18 of 18 of NCN's coverage of the girls' state tournament. Wraps up here tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena with this final Class B semifinal between the Badgers and the Bolts. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay bringing you home here tonight. Tip goes to Bennington.
Right away, Pius getting in a man-to-man defense.
The 3 thrown up, wasting no time. Hayden Jackson unable to hit. And a strong take. Kendall Hymas with the bucket to start things off.
The junior getting into the defense there. Don't mind the no whistle, as Hymas was the one that actually initiated that contact.
They're coming right back at you. Boa Boy answers.
Oh boy, Boa Boy gets to the rim early.
Averaging 11 points and 6 assists a game. Corner kick 3, no. Rebounded by Reiner, and she's going to go right at the Bolts. Kicks it out. And Reiner gets the offensive board. Open 3, Jackson short. Markowski with the rebound.
Pius going to slow things down here, getting their half court. Oh.
Just miscommunication there. Miller was trying to find Oliver on the backdoor cut.
Miller right away says that one's on me, that one's on me.
Nice touch there from Boa Boy.
Just kind of nonchalantly works the right side of the lane, keeping that pivot foot live.
Markowski attacking. Good defense by the Badgers.
Not a bad drive.
And a foul drawn by Johnson.
Johnson's so good off that right side, getting baseline. Knew where she was going to go with it before the ball even got there. And that puts that back line defender there, Emma Oliver, in a really tough spot, the 5'7" sophomore. Records the foul.
Just early on, noticing just how quickly Bennington just says, we're going right to the rack.
Yeah. And they get there.
And they get there, they got 2
so
baskets and a foul that led to 2 free throws.
The efficiency is what really jumps out at you.
They run a lot of full court man, seeing here that Pius was able to handle 6
good
to
find.
2, and Markowski unmarked, easy lay-in.
Markowski just kind of snuck in there. Nice find on the other side. Wow.
Reiner making that look a whole lot easier than it actually is.
Yeah, just her demeanor, the way she carries herself.
Excellent hustle, Markowski, to keep it in. Offensive board there by Oliver. And will be Bennington ball.
Not a bad look. Look how straight up each and every defender was. Not coming down with their bar arm.
And good deflection. That was Hymas.
Yep. Denying that entry pass. They're trying to find Reiner again. Good feed.
And Reiner just read the pass. Attacking the glass and knocks down another one.
That's a couple times now where the Badgers have given up that early penetration, but then they sprint to where the kickout's going to be. Okay.
Miller right back at you.
Yep, back and forth we go. That's a really good answer. That's a great sign if you're a Pius X fan.
Quick ball movement here from Bennington. Now inside, back out. And excellent defense there by Austin Davis.
See, there's that team height that we were talking about at the top of the broadcast. You might think you have something there, splitting defenders. No, you don't.
That time a little short from Reiner.
There's Hymas making her presence felt. Underneath the rim again, snagging a board.
Loose ball grabbed. That's going to be a travel.
Walk. Yeah. Yeah,
10-6.
Neither team really getting into a good flow, and I think that has a lot to do with the anticipation that both teams play with on the defensive side. Great awareness. And also, you don't want to let these offenses get hot.
And we have a foul against Pius.
Just didn't like that arm being extended out. Tonight's officials, Travis Pinkelman, Ryan Wolf, and Tyson Bodlick.
Just past the halfway point, our high school state basketball coverage is presented by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. There's another basket.
Boy, he's not going to give you time to get that reader in.
Man, she's not concerned about the sponsors. 6 points for Harper.
No, she's not.
6-point lead for the Badgers.
And once again, just getting down the center of the lane, making it look a little too easy.
That rebound brought down by Allie John. Corner three, nothing but net for Hayden Jackson.
Yep.
Pius is going to take a timeout.
Just a beautiful design there. Skylar Johnson with the early drive and then the kick out. Wide open shot. Shooter in the corner.
Bennington rolling early, leading Pius by 9. In the first 5 minutes, you're watching girls state basketball on NCN.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me in my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
15-6, Bennington off to a great start in this second Class B semifinal. Pius breaking the press. Miller unable to get the shot to fall.
Just a little heavy with that pull-up.
Working it inside to John, kicked back out, contested three. And that'll be a foul on Reiner.
Pius the 10th switching up their defensive tactics. They're kind of getting into a zone look. And it worked on that last occasion, but they're kind of in a tough spot here, or a dangerous spot. They do not want this lead to get extended any further.
Another Badger steal. Now the Bolts have numbers. Markowski the other way. Gets her defender in the air. Excellent take.
Boy, that was right on time for Lincoln Pius.
And there, a rare communication error by Bennington.
We're gonna have a couple substitutions for the Badgers.
See John O'Connor, head coach for Bennington, alongside their coach Pisota, Ryan Pisota for the Bolts.
Still has his winter beard there.
Maybe a couple more weeks.
Okay.
It was like 70 earlier today, but it's going to be like 40 when we actually leave Pinnacle Bank tonight. You know, there's the whole cold front thing, weather event that was happening.
These coaches planning ahead.
Yep. Give it 2 more weeks and then we won't need the winter beard anymore. The spring weather will be here to stay. Markowski kicks it back out. Deep three, top of the key. Offensive board, nice work there by Davis. And Markowski throws it up. Another board, this time it's Miller. Markowski open for three, a deep one. Another offensive rebound, and Hymas is fouled.
Yep. Just a fantastic job by the Thunderbolts, working the offensive glass. And I tell you what, if you're a Badger fan, you got to feel pretty fortunate that that last 3-ball attempt from Markowski didn't go down. She is a fantastic shooter from beyond the arc. That usually spells doom, you know, giving up an offensive rebound to a team like Pius. Hymas, take a look at her, taking a little breather at the foul line. She's been active, working the glass, snagging rebounds. And this is the little run that Pius the 10th was looking for, closing the gap now, 15-9. Causing a couple turnovers, a couple offensive rebounds along the way.
Now there you have Jackson with the floater.
You just don't get to feel too good about yourself for too long when you play Bennington.
Spoiling the fun of the Thunderbolts. Back to an 8-point game. Trying to double team Harnish, wide open three. There it is. Or Himes, excuse me. She answers right back.
It took a little while to get there, but the drive-in sucked the defense in. The kick-out was wide open. Hymas drills it from the corner.
Now Pius with the last shot. The drive, the kick, Davis. The bank is open Here late at PBA, it is a 2-point game as we head to the second.
We're having fun and we're not done. As you said, Brandon, the bank is open in Lincoln.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Welcome back. A couple of threes, Andy, for Pius.
You know,
reignites him.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with Lincoln Pius just hanging in there, being able to absorb that opening rush, that run that Bennington went on, and then to answer and close out with a couple threes, closing the gap only down 2. You know, there for a brief moment, it looked like the Badgers might, start to run away with it. What a response from Lincoln Pius, the 10th.
Primus backdoor cut.
There's the adjustment right there from the Badgers. Closing out that kick-out pass.
That was Bullboy with the steal, and oh my, Macy Reiner, hello.
Yeah, and on the offensive side, hey, where'd 15 go? Where's 1-5? Yeah, there we go.
He's just spinning towards the basket gracefully and making a layup while splitting the defense. Markowski tries to attack the basket as well, and we have an offensive foul.
Seen that a couple of times now. The officials don't like how Pius is trying to, get separation, extending their arm out. Wow.
Sometimes that's all you need to say.
Yeah, just the body control, the awareness of where she was on the court the entire time, and then through all that, splitting 2 defenders.
Lead back to 4 for Bennington. There's the double inside. Almquist kicks it out. Miller with the rebound. Miller going all the way. Loses it.
Fantastic job there from Skylar Johnson, not leaving her knees. If she would have came up, that would have been a travel. She was well aware of the rules. Got herself out of trouble.
Just a little long from the 3.
Oh, man.
Bullboy skying for it.
Bullboy showing you some of her athleticism, going up and getting that offensive board. And drawing the foul. It just came out of nowhere. Left side of your screen.
First one goes. This quarter is brought to you in part by Yankton Medical Clinic in Norfolk, where they're building a legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they are here for you today and every day. Lead back up to 6.
Okay, so the Badgers made some adjustments there in between the first and second quarter break. Pius the 10th, they're going to have to regroup on offense.
Markowski blocked. It'll stay with Pius.
That was impressive. Macy Reiner, we talk about her offense. We've already looked at a couple of highlights. But how about the defense right there going against the senior, Ava Markowski?
Davis, the kick. And it's a jump ball. It will stay with Pius, but that was Almquist who forced it.
Look at head coach John O'Connor. He wants to stay in this man-to-man defense. They feed off that energy. Helps a lot of their defense turns into offense off those turnovers. That assistant coach, Andy Markowski.
And you had Ava nearly knocking down the long three as the shot clock expired. With a foul on the rebound.
I think they're going to get Almquist with the grab on that rebound attempt.
Have a hold away from the ball.
I like this from the officials right now. They're sending a clear message to both squads. This isn't going to turn into a rock fight. We're going to keep this clean.
That was on Allie John for the hold. That three's buried by Ava Frederick, the freshman.
Fantastic design. You had that high bowl screen. She got right off of it. Stop and pop.
Back to a three-point contest.
Look at this, 5 out, 5 wide.
That was a pretty shot by Jackson.
That was pretty good defense, but good defense gets beat by great offense every time.
Under 5 to go here in the first half. It's going to be another Bennington foul, their third team foul of the quarter.
And Pius, they're not getting too far away from one of their staples on offense, and that is using their length in the dribble drive, getting the ball to the rack. Miller off the mark, 5'9" senior, but Pius is comfortable scoring from the foul line.
Miller now with 3 points. Pius down by 4. Good rebound by Miller. Chance for the Bolts to further cut into this lead. Another foul. This time Oliver draws it. This second quarter, it's brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. John Henry's our second quarter sponsor. 4:34 to go, 23-19 Bennington here in the Class B semifinals.
Just great awareness there from the sophomore Oliver, getting the ball in the open court after Miller snags that rebound and gets the ball to the center of the court. Nobody stopped ball, so Emma Oliver did a great job just working down the left side of the lane, drawing that foul. And like I said, Lincoln Pius the 10th, they're comfortable scoring from the foul line.
All right, 3-point game. 23-20 is your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Tough defense.
Yeah, the Badgers are getting the look they want. They want to utilize that isolation look, the one-on-one. Credit these defenders here for the Thunderbolts for hanging in there.
Get pass across to Emma Miller. Going right at the basket, grabbing her own rebound. That's Kate Miller. She kicks it out. One more to Hymas. And an acrobatic take falls for Miller.
That was a gritty possession from start to finish for the Thunderbolts. Almost like a message to the Badgers. Kind of a shot across the bow. We're not going anywhere.
Be sure to stay tuned for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at both of their Lincoln locations and in Grand Island. Three on the way off the front of the iron.
That's one of the things kind of escaping the Badgers right now, the three-point shot. That's such a big part of their offense. Right now they're sitting at 1 for 7. If you've watched the Badgers, I don't think they're going to slow down. They're going to keep hoisting them up.
As opposed to 3 for 8. So Pius shooting 38% from beyond the arc, and Bennington currently 14%. That one off the mark, but Pius still grabs the loose ball. Murkowski swings it. Another corner three. It's long, but Hymas is there.
Been so impressed with number 4. Hymas has her fingerprints all over this game. The rebounds, the dirty work.
And Hymas rips down another one. And Bennington's offense had all the flow in the first quarter, but right now,
and
it's Pius defense that's thrown him off.
They're going to get another crack out of here. And what it really looks like is that Pius the 10th has given the Badgers a dose of their own medicine. Doesn't it feel like the Badgers offense has hurried up a little bit? Mm-hmm. I know they like to play with pace. I know they like to shoot early in the shot clock. But right now, just their attempts, they look a little hurried up. Look a little rushed.
And that's actually the third consecutive three-point air ball by Pius, but they had 2 in a row that turned into 2 points. They had another air ball that they kept possession and got another 3 on. Markowski hits this one.
Oh, that's not an air ball. Rattles it home. A lot of excitement, and every single one of those students in the student section are on their feet now. Pretty sweet retro jerseys back there, too.
Recognizing some of those from our glory days. 4-point lead now for Pius. 2 minutes to go before half. The lead grows to 6.
Yep.
There's Kate Miller.
See, and that's what that three-point shot can do for you. Good time out here for the Bennington Badgers. But after you knock down a couple threes, they got to respect that, and they kind of overplay it. Nice blow-by, lay-in to follow up that Markowski three-point shot from just a moment ago.
6-point game. Pius on top. Less than 2 to go. We'll take a quick break as well.
I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Is that Bobby Boucher? Is that the water boy right in the middle there?
Where's he at? I missed him. Dang it.
Big guy in orange. Big number 9
okay,
jersey.
I see him now. That was a throwback. Right now, Pius on an 11-0 run over the past 3 minutes, a 14-2 run over the past 4.
And it hasn't been easy, and it just hasn't been a couple threes here or something like that. No, they've had to earn each and every point. They're getting to the rim. You have seen a couple threes go down for them.
Open look here for Bennington. They needed that one. Johnson with the triple.
Now Pius had multiple defenders down there guarding the rim, well aware of what Reiner was trying to accomplish, getting it inside, but that leaves yourself, kind of vulnerable to that kick out. Badgers finally connect on a 3-ball. Jackson, the 5'9" junior that time, knocking one down.
Stay tuned for our halftime show, brought to you by RMV Construction, local, trusted, proven RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln, and also brought to you by Nebraska Farm Bureau. The halftime show is coming up in just over a minute. Davis with the board. He's surrounded by Badgers. Jump ball.
Okay.
It's going to stay here.
Pius doing a really good job, though, really packing in the lane, not allowing anything at the rim. Kind of daring Bennington to shoot that long-range shot. You know, and if nothing else, they're taking away that first option. A lot of communication here, not only between the defenders of Lincoln Pius, but the officials sorting things out here.
All right, now we're back in action for the inbound. Open three. That was a good look. Another one for Jackson. Offensive board here by Bennington. That was Reiner who grabbed it. Well off the mark.
Yeah.
Pius ball. And Coach Pasota's already holding up the finger, saying we're going to hold for one here.
You know,
assuming you can break the press.
Right, exactly. Easier said than done.
Markowski dropping it in there to Miller.
He looked like a quarterback there, going over the shoulder.
That's how you break the press. Just
okay.
Chuck it up to half court.
That's really the Thunderbolts using that team length again, going up and over the top on the inbounds.
No shot clock, so Markowski's going to let a few more seconds tick off. That is a deep three. Bennington has some time to work with. Shot is off and nearly goes down for Reiner. As it stands, Pius will take a 3-point lead into the locker room. 29-26. The Badgers started hot early. Pius has answered back, though, in the second. The Bolts and Badgers battling here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Our halftime show is coming up next. We're closing down PBA with a good one.
Our communities are built through stories of connection, hard work, and bright futures. You're committed to this place, and so are we. By supporting your dreams and by celebrating your stories, Bank of the Valley has grown alongside you through 40 years of going further together. We're building lasting relationships and a legacy of success. We're in this together, and together we go further.
Hi, I'm Jayla Murphy. I had a step-grandpa die like 2 weeks ago, and it was really nice to see all these community people come by and help us out through that and be able to give us food and support. And it just shows how much love God has, even through other people.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
My name's Elizabeth Gazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
This is Emily with Family Physical Therapy at our Fountain Point location. Family Physical Therapy offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Our therapists are highly trained and certified in a variety of techniques, offering individualized care designed specifically to meet your needs. Our patients are welcome to a friendly environment, and our therapists are driven by their patients succeeding and meeting their goals. Family Physical Therapy proudly serving various locations throughout central and northeast Nebraska. Our goal is to get you back to work, back to play, back to life.
Welcome back to halftime. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen. A good game, 29-26. Bennington came out with all the momentum, Andy, but
they did.
Pius seemed to regain it and took a bit of a lead and still has the lead at halftime.
That was the most impressive thing, was the gritty nature of that first half from Lincoln Pius to the 10th. Out-rebounding the Badgers 23-10, and that's really been the difference. You mentioned how Bennington got off to that hot start. Talk about the mental toughness of Lincoln Pius to the 10th. They really do look like a battle-tested team that has been on this stage before.
Let's take a look at those first half stats. Breaking everything down to see how we got to where we did. Pius leading by 3, 29-26. And here those stats are coming up shortly as we're also getting ready for our halftime highlights as well. You mentioned the three-pointers, Andy. You mentioned the shots. Here they are right on cue. Markowski with the lay-in there early. Bennington was on fire. Boa Boy couldn't miss in that first half. You had 6 from her. Reiner had 2, Jackson with 5. Three-pointers knocked down as well by Jackson. She had 5 in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, really nice job by Bennington getting out into their open court. But there you see Markowski getting out into the open court.
Then you have Davis knocking down the 3 to round out the first quarter. That was really what sparked it. 2 threes late in the first for the Bolts, and that carried over to the second.
It really did, and it kind of opened the door for them to utilize that dribble drive, which they're so good at doing, but it had to be that outside shot that kind of opened up that space, some of those driving lanes.
You had Reiner making plays for the Badgers as well. Pius driving, getting to the rack. That time it was Emma Miller. Balanced effort really by both teams, distributing the scoring evenly. Markowski a long 3 as well as the shot clock was winding down. 29-26. Andy, what do you think? Coach O'Connor for Bennington, what's the halftime speech to his girls?
Well, he's gonna start with the hustle stuff, right? We cannot be out rebounded like that, 23-10 at break. Something's got to change there. Offensively, their strategy, they love to get into that 5 out, 5 wide, and just let Boa Boy do her thing, Reiner do her thing. Well, if you get that drive going and you get down underneath the hoop and you're taking on a double team, a triple team, the kickout's okay. I know their shots been a little cold at times to escape them. What is 2 of 9 for three-point land? They're phenomenal shooters. They shoot at a high clip. That's going to turn around. Don't force shots up through a double or triple team at the rim. Force Lincoln Pius to track you down, get out to that three-point line. You got to have faith in your outside shot.
You're watching the halftime show here on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by RMV Construction. We'll be back with more three-point game at the break.
Hi, I'm Jayla Murphy. I had a step-grandpa die like 2 weeks ago, and it was really nice to see all these community people come by and help us out through that and be able to give us food and support. And it just shows how much love God has, even through other people.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena and the Class B state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska. You don't make it to the state tournament unless you're a winner in basketball. But Bennington trying to make sure that their team are winners in all aspects of life. Coach O'Connor gathers the team together for various service events over the holidays. This past Thanksgiving, they got together, had a little brunch, had a little practice, and then gathered to pack over 100 meals for folks in need that couldn't get Thanksgiving dinners for themselves in Bennington. Then each Christmas, the team finds a family in Bennington that they adopt. They head out, do a big shopping trip, make sure that that family has gifts under the tree each Christmas. It's all part of making sure that Bennington isn't just unbeaten in basketball, but also unbeaten in terms of becoming future leaders in their communities. Right now, the community in Bennington hoping for a bit of a comeback. Badgers down 3 to Lincoln Pius X. Brandon, Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Excellent work as always. We are at halftime, brought to you by RMV Construction. And if you have a construction project that needs built, you should contact RMV Construction, as they have proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state, including this one that you see here north of Amherst. That is a beautiful looking WIC building. Andy, do you know what a WIC building is?
I bet you're going to tell me.
I am. It's a post-framed, pre-engineered metal building system that's made better because of the materials that make a better building. And RMV Construction will help you expand your ag operation if you have a need for that. You could create your next barn dominium. You could develop commercial space by constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. Thanks to RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln. Trusted, local, proven.
Did I see some RMV signage over there at the Bob Devaney Sports Center the last couple of days? I know they got some construction going on.
It's very possible you did. There is a lot of construction going on. They're everywhere and here.
Oh, the Orange Cone Wars as far as road construction goes.
We'd like to remind you to take a look at our social media handles. We got 3 minutes left. We could give you a shout-out live on the air. Tweet at us at NCN Sports. We're trying to get over 13,300 followers. All of our game broadcast content, information, schedules, rankings go there, as well as Facebook. All of our games go straight to YouTube. You can rewatch them in full length. Subscribe, like, follow, and shout-outs coming your way before we start the second half on at NCN Sports. We're going to take one more quick break, come back and get ready for third quarter action here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people.
Ann has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I'm giving him a hug, too.
My name's Elizabeth Glazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, getting set for the start of the second half. Both coaches pretty happy with the pace of this game. Coach Pisota of Lincoln Pius X telling me he likes the way his team's playing right now, would like to see them do a better job preventing the drive and kick from Bennington, but really like what they did on the glass. Coach Pisota saying they need to stay on the boards, get out and run. As for Bennington, Coach O'Connor, not surprisingly, a little disappointed with their effort on the glass. Said they've got great shooters. They need to make sure they're still closing out, but also filling in behind and making sure they're there to rebound the misses. Brandon, Andy, should be a fantastic second half. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Glad you're with us. Final half of semifinal Friday is coming your way. Oh, man, we got like 10 followers.
There we
need
go.
to shout out quickly. Emily Lovelet giving us a follow. Christine Bergeron giving us a follow. Brent Tinkham at NCN Sports. Ace Man. Christy Horn. Tyler Lambaco. Jake. Tammy Kenton. Steve Rose. And Brad Nelson all giving us a follow.
Okay.
There are the shout-outs. And we'll do more next week as well, so don't feel like you missed out. Back to basketball action, and we appreciate the follows and know you'll enjoy following us at NCN Sports.
Like that handle, Ace Man.
Ace Man. Simple, straight, concise, and to the point. As we have a turnover. Yep. Haven't seen that as much as we typically do for our broadcast, where you see the players being not used to playing on this court and stepping on the white.
And I think we see it a little bit more at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, how that court's just kind of set up more, predominantly for volleyball. They use the tape to put out the out-of-bounds lines. Just takes a little bit to get your bearings. Oh, good cut.
That is Almquist, her first basket this evening.
And right there, that extra pass, that could do a lot for the Badgers here in the second half. Make Pius X defend one more pass.
Oh! Kate Miller coming right back at Bennington. The basket and the foul.
Like this pace of play. The crossover, getting into the defender. Look at that touch off the window.
Miller with 7 points. Make it 8.
Shooters roll.
Foul on the other end.
Yeah, just a great job of getting to the rack. Bow boy wasting no time. Coach O'Connor says this is a special bunch. They're really tight. They're best friends off the court, but they're also the most competitive bunch of girls that he's ever been around, and that's quite the combo, when you have that type of competitiveness and you can still kind of put that to the side and still be really good friends on and off the court.
And you can see when you get it right, it yields good results.
How about undefeated results up to this point?
Currently trailing by 4.
Wow.
That cuts it in half. Just the running floater by Reiner.
And there was no doubt that was finding the bottom of the hoop.
Offensive board by Davis, who draws the foul.
Whether it's Davis, Miller, we've seen Hymas at times just do a fantastic job getting on the other side of the hoop, making themselves ready and available, playing, with fundamentals in mind, going after those rebounds.
There's Hymas on the inbound.
Just a simple cut to the left. Beautiful bounce pass. I'm a sucker for that bounce pass.
You're a fundamental guy. You just appreciate good fundamentals.
You know what else I appreciate?
What?
A good pep band. And I got a tip of the cap to Lincoln Pius X, playing one of my all-time favorites, Green Day. A little holiday. Very fitting holiday during the break.
I have been hearing almost every band play Imagine Dragons' Radioactive, which I am a sucker for as well. I've heard it about 10 times, and every time it gets me fired up.
I see that Bennington has their pep band here, too. We're going to have to get them fired up. We're going to have to get them out. Oh, what a...
Davis's shot not quite able to fall. There she comes back on defense. And that'll be out of play off of Pius.
Heard a little roar from the crowd there. They were looking for a travel. Official saying there was no control of the ball. That's why the whistle didn't come out.
Off the glass for Boa Boy.
Okay.
Puts her in double figures with 10.
Quick 4 points here in the third quarter.
And Markowski is fouled. It'll be Reiner. Another look courtesy of the Lincoln Airport.
Excellent job from Markowski, just forcing the issue, getting to that sideline. Just staying that half step ahead of Reiner. Reiner was trying to cut her off the whole way. A couple of players with high basketball IQs kind of sparring there down the sideline.
Reiner rips down the board. And strong take to the glass by Skylar Johnson.
See, it's not all bad for the Badgers when they kind of back it out and get into their half-court offense. Excellent feed, nice cut down the left side, right side, excuse me.
Off the glass by Miller on the other end.
Both teams using that backboard here.
Two-point contest, Bolt still on top. Foul against Pius.
Yeah, both teams just littered across the board with players that can put the ball down on the court and get to the rim. Hayden Jackson, the 5'9" junior, the last to do so for the Badgers.
34, Allie John into the Badgers.
Jackson hits the first. 8 points here tonight for Hayden Jackson. Halfway through the third quarter, 2-point game on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Turnover forced by Bennington.
Skylar Johnson, fantastic job moving the feet defensively. And who else? Boa Boy at the rim.
And she gives the Badgers the lead back, 37-36. Bennington.
You know, she's not the tallest player out there, but she is fearless attacking that rim. Gonna have Macy Reiner check back in.
Markowski going all the way to the rack, answering back.
Once again, she had that half step on Reiner that entire way from the half court line all the way to the rim. She could feel that defender on her hip, knew she could clear it to the way.
Ooh. Hard foul from Boa Boy. Who was trying to hustle back.
Yeah, and Catherine Miller did exactly what you want to do, getting the ball, working the ball back to the center of the court. Just that when Boa Boy puts her head down, gets a full head of steam, look out.
You definitely can't knock the effort exerted by Boa Boy there
and that's
to
just
attempt
her,
to get back.
It's just her first foul.
And there's another quick foul by the Badgers, and that will send Miller to the line.
See, that's what happens when you play a little too aggressive, get beat off the dribble at the top of the key. You put that back line defender, that time Skylar Johnson, in a world of hurt. Reiner's the only one in any type of foul trouble, you could say, for the Badgers. Currently has 3 fouls.
Miller with 11 points. Going 1 for 2 there, 39-37. 3 minutes to go in the third. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen. Eric McKay with you for this final game of the night on semifinal Friday at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And there is Johnson.
Skylar Johnson so good at cutting across, splashing across. Oh, what a pass.
Davis just a little strong off the glass. And this will be Pius basketball.
Alexandria John that time just off the mark with the lay-in attempt.
Imus gets her own rebound. It'll be Bennington ball, possession.
Back and forth we go. All knotted up at 39.
$39 all. A trip to the Class B state title on the line. Neither team's really been able to separate themselves thus far. That will put Bennington up by 3. Johnson, her second triple tonight. Markowski thought about it. Instead works it inside to Miller for 2.
That's so impressive. The stop, the pop, that quick first step set that whole thing up. And what a nice little feed there. The little bounce pass, wraparound bounce pass to find Miller in the center of the lane.
Full timeout, 1-point game. We'll be back shortly here on Pinnacle Bank Arena.
My name's Elizabeth Glazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people.
1:46 to play in the third. 42-41. Bennington on top. Andy, the Badgers have made 5 of their last 7 field goals.
Yeah, it feels like their offense is starting to heat up a little bit. That outside shot starting to fall. Skylar Johnson knocking down that last triple.
And, yeah, going back to the percentages, Pius 29% from downtown, Bennington 25%. Pius shooting 42% from the field, Bennington shooting 45% from the field.
Yeah, so those averages going back to the mean as far as the three-point shooting goes.
And Doughboy got a little too far under the basket there.
Just good recovery defense. Never giving her a clear path to the rim.
And there's Markowski with the left hand.
Boy, that was a difficult take. Slicing, dicing through defenders.
And then you have Taylor Redmond attacking the glass, earning a trip to the line.
Another one of these super sophomores from the Bennington Badgers. I think they're going to be pretty good for a couple of years to come here.
Going to say one thing we haven't even got to yet. There's 2 seniors total on the roster. Almquist is the lone senior starter that gets significant playing time. But yes, there's A lot of sophomores. There's several freshmen on the team, some juniors. Pretty much everyone will be back next year as well.
I don't think Bennington's worried about next year right now. I think they're thinking about the next
Naturally, yes.
9 minutes or so.
And right now they're down just one. One minute, or just under a minute left to go here in the third. Nice turnaround jumper for Miller.
And you saw the spacing once again, allowing Miller to just work the lane, to have the spin around. Well, that's a total breakdown defensively. Lincoln Pius, the 10th. They got to feel pretty gosh darn fortunate that Skylar Johnson was off the mark.
Miller with 10 points here in the third, 15 overall on the night. Steal here by Bennington.
Whoop.
Markowski grabbing the loose ball. Under 10 to play. Miller lets it fly. And Bennington will have a chance for a final heave.
Number 20.
I think head coach Purcell saying, don't foul. Defend, but don't foul.
Hands up.
Yeah.
Shot is off. We head to the fourth. Pius 45, Bennington 42. This has been a heavyweight bout between the Bolts and the Badgers. A Class B state title game trip on the line. News Channel Nebraska, semifinal Friday from Pinnacle Bank. 8 minutes to decide this one when we return.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asael. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Looking for a touchdown on the road? Pull into Speedy Mart off I-80 between Grand Island and Lincoln. Open 24 hours. With several food choices, plenty of tables to sit and dine, hot breakfast options, Chester's Chicken, and Godfather's Pizza, you'll always score big. With free semi-parking, multi-stall restrooms, and showers to refresh. For fuel, food, and friendly service, Speedy Mart is always a win.
8 minutes remain here in the Class B semifinal. Brandon Axmith, Andy Klassen, and Eric McKay with you.
Heck of a box out that time for Macy Reiner. And the Badgers have been here before. You know, you talk about this perfect season. Norris took them to overtime earlier in the year. So they played some of these tight games throughout the season.
Blocking foul. They're going to say the shot doesn't count. But a foul on Pius. So it was the call there on Miller. That's what the officials said. And that three just short from Reiner, nearly falls. Another foul.
Yep, they're going to get the senior Almquist. Love the effort there, crashing the boards. Obvious foul. That's good camera work there. She came across both arms. Dead ball does allow for this man-to-man press to be set. Something that the Badgers have done throughout the season. Going to back off here.
Pius working it around the perimeter.
A lot of patience being shown here from the offense.
Davis is calling for it in the paint. Markowski, there's 5 on the shot clock. She lets it fly.
Credit the Badgers defense, not allowing any penetration of any kind. That entry pass was not available.
Oh boy, doesn't quite get it to go.
And it's come into play quite often, if we're being honest. Lincoln Pius the 10th and their length across the board, their team length, has really disrupted a number of shots from the likes of Boboy underneath the rim.
And Markowski is being tended to for a cramp. .6:18 to go. We'll take a quick break here. 3-point game here in the 4th.
Looking for a touchdown on the road? Pull in a Speedy Mart off I-80 between Grand Island and Lincoln. Open 24 hours. With several food choices, plenty of tables to sit and dine, hot breakfast options, Chester's Chicken, and Godfather's Pizza, you'll always score big. With free semi-parking, multi-stall restrooms, and showers to refresh. For fuel, food, and friendly service, Speedy Mart is always a win.
Welcome back. So Markowski was able to walk off the floor, still being stretched out. And there's all the jerseys you were
Right
talking
there,
about.
Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yes.
I mean, who in that crowd remembers Vancouver having an NBA franchise? Nobody.
Remember the Toronto Raptors, the purple jersey too. It was with Vancouver. That was circa 97, 98-ish.
Somewhere in there. Yep. A good drive.
Long take.
Yep.
That's Miller continuing her great game.
Yeah, just nothing flashy, just working the right side, shielding the defender.
There's a kick out to Boaboy. That's off the mark from 3. Excellent effort. Badgers keep possession. 2 shots coming up for Almquist.
Boy, you gotta love the effort. Tracking down each and every loose ball. But it did feel like maybe a couple of shots were forced, maybe rushed a little bit. I think the Badgers are starting to feel the pressure.
This 4th quarter, it is brought to you by National Land Realty, our 4th quarter sponsor here on NCN. Find land for sale at nationalland.com. Almquist
Okay.
unable to hit either, but the Badgers steal it back.
I just think there was a better look than that. You get a steal, you get another opportunity.
Bolts looking to add to their 5-point lead.
See, this is where they're, oh, nice hands. Almquist with the steal.
Deep 3. Just short Almquist the board.
Just a fantastic job. Almquist getting a body on her man, boxing out.
Earns herself 2 shots. Davis with the foul.
And a sigh of relief there. She rattles home. That free throw attempt just off the mark on her previous 2. That time gets it to go.
And Reiner grabs the board off the miss. Pius steals it back.
I think that was Ava Frederick, the freshman, coming up big again. Boy, we heard about the bounce. the balanced attack from Lincoln Pius the 10th. We've seen it here this evening.
Reiner got a piece of it. Thrown away by Boy. What a take. It is a 2-point game.
That's where the Badgers are their best, when they get out in the open court. Nets on fire, courtesy of Boy, taking you higher.
It recognizes student academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement. Learn more about counter-practice.
Looking for a touchdown on the road? Pull into Speedy Mart off I-80 between Grand Island and Lincoln. Open 24 hours. With several food choices, plenty of tables to sit and dine, hot breakfast options, Chester's Chicken, and Godfather's Pizza, you'll always score big. With free semi-parking, multi-stall restrooms, and showers to refresh. For fuel, food, and friendly service, Speedy Mart is always a win.
4:17 to go. Boy has cut this to 2 with that take.
Yeah, and that was an excellent take in the open court, something that Bennington's really hung their hat on throughout the season.
Undefeated up to this point. They're trying to keep it that way and advance to the Class B final. Hymas attacking the rack. Good defense. Reiner got a piece of it. Pius gets it back. Markowski, the head fake.
Good kick out, reset.
Five on the shot clock. 3 on the way. It's long. Rebounded by John. Here comes Bennington, a chance to tie. Boy gets her miss. Kicked back out. 3 on the way. It's short. Davis grabs the board.
Seeing right there's the difference. Pius, they're comfortable backing it out.
And Hymas draws the foul. Stay tuned for our post-game player of the game interview, brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, where they are your healing destination. 3:13 to go.
Thunderbolts just continue to apply that pressure. Now up by 3.
$11 points for Hymas after knocking down 1 of 2. Bennington looking for a good shot. Hymas got a piece of it.
She has had a fantastic game, whether it's rebounding, her defense. You saw her flash offensively there, getting herself to the line. Number 4 has come to play today.
Instant replay brought to you by the Lincoln Airport. Under 3 to go here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Markowski again. Gets a defender in the air and the easy 2.
Just under control the entire way, allows for the blow by. That entire drive, Brandon, she was looking to get that ball to the center of the court. Finally opened up, then she just continued the drive, and look at the awareness. Whoop, there you go. Step through, we'll lay that in.
Timeout on the floor, we'll take one as well. 2:34 to play here on News Channel Nebraska.
Visit Wayne State College and you're likely to hear,
I got this.
From students pursuing their careers in nursing.
I got this.
Or in our business and industrial technology programs.
I got this.
Or in NCAA athletics.
You got this.
And especially at graduation.
I got this.
With 130 programs of study, manageable costs, and automatic scholarships for all first-time freshmen, you'll be saying,
I'm so doing this.
get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me and my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Welcome back. 5-point game here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Bennington trying to avoid its first loss of this season, as they are one win away from making the state championship game. That'll help.
Pius gets back into that man-to-man defense. Bennington flares everybody out. That gave Reiner the entire lane to work with. Couldn't have asked for a better offensive possession if you're the Badgers coming out of that break. Oh, good cut.
And they're going to call Boy for the foul.
Just across the board. I mean, we just keep throwing names out there. That time, Emma Oliver with the cut, drawing the foul.
The second personal on Boy. Oliver at the line. She hit one free throw back in the second quarter. Pius would love for her to hit another one here. Remains a 3-point game. Reiner. Boy rips it away. Goes back up. It's a 1-point game.
And he knew that was getting back up on the rim in a hurry.
16 points for Boy.
Made bucket allows for Bennington getting that full court pressure look. You're going to be able to reset here. Ball on the sideline. Has 91 seconds left to go. 1-point game.
Miller gets all the way to the glass. It doesn't fall. That was the look you wanted. Bennington now a chance to take the lead. Timeout taken with 1:10 to go. Full timeout. Drama here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Class B semis. Do not go anywhere. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
My name is Ava.
Anne has been a longtime UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
My name's Elizabeth Glazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
So we had a full
We're going to have
we're having a
we're going to clean the court up again.
More court cleaning.
And I'm thinking, guys, you had the whole timeout, right? No, no, good on the officials, all the members of the NSAA, making this as safe as possible, but that is going to allow for the two teams to talk it over a little bit more. It appeared that Lincoln Pius X came out in an extended man-to-man look, like they were going to try and play tight the entire way here. Let's see if they shuffle things up. Now they got this additional time to work with.
All right, floor has been tended to. Back to game action. Boa boys, 16 points. And there's two more. Bennington takes the lead. 51-50, under a minute to go.
It's all man-to-man here. Good switch, good switch.
High miss to Markowski. Markowski looking for someone. Coach Pasota takes a timeout.
Yep. That was a heck of a job, Reiner, getting back on Markowski. Played that one straight up, didn't allow for her to spin back into the center of the court, open herself up for one of her patented runners in the middle of the lane.
Full timeout, don't go anywhere. 1 point game when we return.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field, I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
What a way to finish semifinal Friday. Bennington and Pius battling the Badgers on a 6-0 run. Pius on a 2-minute scoring drought. It has allowed Bennington to reclaim the lead here with under a minute to go.
And you just saw at the top of your screen there, Pius has one timeout remaining. Bennington, 2 timeouts remaining. Coach Pasota barking some last-second orders into his troops.
Deflected by the Badgers, still Pius ball.
Boa Boy doesn't give up an inch defensively.
No, she does not. She is the Energizer Bunny. Inside to Davis. No foul. Bennington ball. And they are forced to foul. Coach Pasota with his hands up, can't believe it. Pius fans also disagree. Here's another look.
You know, and if you back that up a little bit, that replay, you'll see great recognition from Austin Davis. They got the switch a little premature, so she cuts to the rim. It looked like she had a free pass. There was some contact there. Officials saying it was all ball, though, up top.
Shot clock is off, so Pius will try to force the 10-second, and then they'll need to foul. And Markowski called for the foul. And that is the 5th, so we're in the bonus.
Going to get called for the reach-in. I tend to agree with the officials there.
So worst case scenario for Pius, you're down 3. Still a 1-possession game.
That's not the worst case foul at that point. You're exactly right. Oh, big free throw from Skylar Johnson.
Another big one for Johnson. She hits it.
Made free throw allows the Badgers. Oh, they're getting in that full court pressure. We're going to have that last timeout taken here. from Lincoln Pius.
Full timeout. We'll take one as well. 3-point game. Bennington leading Pius here in the Class B semis.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Here we go. What are you doing if you're Pius? Are you looking for the 3 or the quick 2?
I think so, just because it's gonna take a little bit to get across, and they have plenty of options, plenty of 3-point shooters at their disposal.
Markowski has a path to the lane,
Okay,
and she gets there.
Looking to extend the game is Pius the 10th. Oh, and excuse me, that'll be Pius's last time out. That was Bennington that took that last time out, electing not to foul, giving the free pass he saw.
Man.
Okay, so
Man,
a
oh
quick
man.
bucket. In that first half, you had Hymas, Emma Oliver, Ava Markowski, Kate Miller, Emma Miller, Ava Frederick, all with 3-point attempts. So I thought maybe you could work it around, try and find one of those 3-point shooters. Lincoln Pius wants to extend this game out, takes the easy 2. That's not all bad either.
It has been an excellent day of basketball, and we are ending with a great one. Who will get to take on Gretna East in the finals?
Little Shaquille O'Neal felt pretty good about it.
Bennington, they're undefeated. They want to stay that way. Pius wants to get back to the Class B finals in pursuit of their 6th state title. There's the foul.
Quick foul from Davis. And the Badgers got who they wanted the ball. That's Skylar Johnson. High percentage free throw shooter. Saw her come up clutch a few moments ago from the foul line.
Well, things get interesting. Missing the front end.
Another gunner enters into the game for Pius the 10th. Ava Frederick, look out for number 30.
Another timeout. Full timeout.
A little bit of strategy between these two coaching staffs going back and forth.
We're going to add to the suspense. We're taking a timeout. 12.6 to play when we return. 2-point game here in Lincoln.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me and my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Everyone here at PBA on their feet for the finish of this one. 12.6 to go. Markowski bringing it across the court. Boa Boy playing defense. And they have one foul to give.
That's okay. That doesn't allow for the scramble at the other end. Badgers get to reset their half-court defense here.
.8. Back to Markowski. Hands it off. Miller. Off the glass. It doesn't go. Bull boy the rebound. 1.8 seconds to play.
Just a little heavy off the window. Excellent execution. The give and go from senior to senior. Oh. And it's Boy once again working the glass, coming down with that rebound.
And the line for the Badgers leading to Parker Boy.
A chance to seal it. One more to ensure the Badgers are heading to the finals. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Bennington. That will do it. The Badgers remain perfect and are heading to the Class B semifinal.
Impressive performance. Lincoln Pius X gave them everything that they could ever want. Gritty performance from the Thunderbolts, really taking it to the Badgers, but Bennington had just enough in the tank at the end there to secure the victory.
What a game. Stay tuned for our post-game show. Brought to you by Custom Sports. We'll hear from our player of the game. We'll hear from Coach O'Connor. We'll recap everything from this final contest on semifinal Friday here on News Channel Nebraska.
And has been a longtime UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug too.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, non-stop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss. More shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And next thing I know, with how depression can settle in, I was contemplating suicide. I told God that I was sorry, that I just can't bear this anymore. Thankfully, my dog came up and started looking me in the face, and that was that spark that I needed to kind of talk myself off the ledge. So thankful that I took that split second to say something to God.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, Bennington is on to the Class B state championship. I'm here with Coach John O'Connor. Coach, at halftime you talked to me about the rebounding needed to get better. You closed the gap a little bit. What changed there in the second half?
Yeah, just, guts out of these guys right here. It's all them. Credit goes to them for just locking in. We didn't have to say much. These guys, they're already talking. They're already saying, hey, here's what we got to do. And then they just go and execute. And I thought they locked in on the rebounding end and the defensive end.
Semi-finalist a year ago. You had a lot of folks back. You've talked about kind of the familial aspect of this team and the way that this team's really come together. What's this run been like as now you get set to play for a state title?
Every day is a blast with these guys. They make it so much fun. Our practices are so competitive, but also so much fun because these guys just bring it every day, and it's been a fun ride.
Got Gretna East tomorrow. What are you expecting from the Griffins? What's it going to take to win a title?
Obviously, very good. They're back in it again 2 years in a row. It's an EMC opponent, toughest conference in the state, and so we'll be ready for another battle. They'll definitely be well coached and well prepared.
I imagine you got to like your chances with Harper on your team. Talk about the difference she made for you today.
She's just a gamer. She's just clutch. She's tough. She does everything right on and off the court. And, no more deserving player than this kid right here for her accomplishments.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win. Good luck tomorrow in the state championship.
Thank you.
Let's go, John O'Connor. Let's talk to our player of the game. She's getting pumped up by the coach here, Harper. Fantastic game. What was the message at the halftime? This was, you could tell, this one was going to be close, right down to the wire. What were you telling each other on the team to make sure you were making the plays you needed to make?
I mean, we just play for each other, and I think that's the biggest thing with this group, and all of it matters to us. It doesn't matter to anybody else to prove anybody wrong. It's to prove us right, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm just so proud of this group, and, this has been a goal that was set out since the beginning of the year, but we've been taking it day by day, and now that it's finally here tomorrow, I'm just super grateful for the opportunity, and I couldn't be prouder to represent Bennington with my team, and just playing out here with my best friends and getting a win and getting into the state championship is the best feeling in the world.
What's something the folks around the state of Nebraska watching this, what's something they don't know about Bennington that you think makes them so great, that's been so fun for you?
I think they don't know that 2 years ago when I was a freshman that we didn't even make it here. And ever since then, we've had that chip on our shoulder, and every year it's been a build back to get here. And now that we're finally here, it's just such an amazing experience. And the gym and the arena, it's such a great environment to be in, and I couldn't be more proud of the girls.
You got a familiar opponent, Gretna East, conference opponent coming in. What are you expecting tomorrow? What's it going to take to win the title?
Yeah, a lot of respect for them. They have great coaching. They have great players as well. And so we're going to be prepared, and we're going to be ready to go.
Well, Harper Boy, she's already got the glitter in her hair. She's expecting some championship confetti tomorrow. Congratulations on being our player of the game. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's Harper Boy. Brandon, Andy, we'll send it back to you. Great job, Harper.
Just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so their technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
Anne has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena one more time as we wrap everything up from semifinal Friday. A great one to end on. Bennington and Pius battling back and forth. Let's see how everything played out in our top plays. Class B semifinal number 2. Badgers of Bennington and the Thunderbolts of Pius colliding to see who will get a take on Gretna East in the finals on Saturday. Bennington looking for its first state title game since 2009. Pius looking to get back there for the first time since 2021, not too far ago. We start things off in the first. Defense was everywhere on the court. Bennington up by 6 at this point. Badgers this time kicking it out. 3 on the way. Knocked down by Hayden Jackson. 3 of her 8. Then you have the Bolts running the court. Ava Markowski. She did that a couple of times, getting her defender in the air, stepping through for 2 points. Markowski had a great night leading the Bolts with 15. Then you have Austin Davis, the buzzer-beating three off the glass to end the first quarter. That cut it to a 2-point game. Bennington leads 17-15 as we head to the second quarter. The Badgers in transition. That is an amazing spin move by Macy Reiner, who was doing that all night. She finished in double digits with 10, split the defense on that occasion. 3-point affair halfway through the second. Strong take to the glass for the Bolts by Emma Miller. And Pius, they went on a run to end that second quarter, currently with a 6-point lead. It extends, or rather gets cut to 3 after that Bennington 3. We head to halftime 29-26. Pius still on top by 3 in the third quarter. Strong take and one. Count the basket. Kate Miller, is pumped up. She had a huge third quarter, 10 points alone in the period. Bennington answering back, working the ball around, and a take to the glass by Skylar Johnson, who also finished in double digits for the Badgers with 15. We head to the fourth quarter. Pius leading 45-42. Another take by Miller. I mentioned she had 10 points in the third quarter. She finished with 17 total. She had 12 points in the second half. Pius up by 3. Great defense by Hymas for Pius. It looked like the Bolts might hand the Badgers their first loss of the season. Harper Boaboy had other ideas, wills the Badgers back into contention. They take the lead. Pius unable to get a late basket to tie, and Bennington stays unbeaten, gets the victory 55-52. They are heading to the Class B state championship, where they will take on Gretna East. Here's a look at the stats. 3-point win for the Badgers. The Bolts out rebounding Bennington, having more assists, a lot more turnovers, and again, what matters most, Andy, is that final score. 3-point and field goal percentage pretty even throughout.
Yeah, tip of the cap to Pius, the 10th. They're doing everything they possibly could, out rebounding the Badgers 41-33. But then, just as a lot of good basketball games go, the Badgers counter with their stellar defense, turning over the Bolts 16 times, 12 of which were steals.
Let's look at the bracket one last time for Class B before we wrap things up. Here it is, 4 versus 2 colliding in the Class B final. That'll be tomorrow at 6:15 p.m.